Welcome to Her Quiet Space, a little sanctuary for your mind. I'm Kiara, and I'm so glad you're here. Today, we're talking about something that can be incredibly difficult, but also incredibly freeing: the subtle power of no. And I'm not navigating this alone. I'm so happy to have my friend Tammy here with me. Tammy is someone I've admired for a long time for her ability to be both incredibly kind and incredibly direct. Tammy, welcome to Her Quiet Space.
Thank you for having me, Key. I'm so happy to be in this space with you.
I'm so glad. It's actually the perfect place to start. So I got something I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh yeah? What's up?
It's this thing that happened last week. My cousin, asked me to help her move on my one day off, and I said yes, instantly. And I spent the whole day just simmering, like so resentful and tired.
Mm-hmm. The instant yes.
The instant yes. And I couldn't figure out why I did it. It's like the word no it wasn't even there in my brain.
Right. And that's the thing. It's often not a logical thing. It's a feeling. It's this deep-seated reflex to just accommodate, to make things smooth for the other person, even if it makes things really rough for you.
Exactly. Rough for me. That's the perfect way to put it. But why though? Like, why is that reflex so strong? It feels almost primal.
It really is. I think for a lot of us, especially as women, we're taught that being agreeable is the same as being kind. And so saying no feels like you're actively being unkind, like you're creating a conflict or letting someone down.
Right, letting them down. That's a huge one for me. The idea that my no would cause disappointment in someone else. I physically feel it, like a tightness in my chest.
Totally. And that physical feeling is your body's threat response. It's your nervous system going, alert, we're about to be disliked, we're about to be rejected. Because for so long, our survival literally depended on being accepted by the group.
Wow. Okay, so it is primal. That actually makes a lot of sense. It doesn't feel like a simple choice. It feels like a high stakes negotiation.
Exactly, a high stakes negotiation. But here's the shift I had to make, and it took a long time. I had to see that no isn't about rejecting the other person, it's about accepting your own limits. It's an act of honesty.
Accepting my own limits. Say more about that. That sounds really important.
Well, you have a finite amount of energy, right? Time, emotional capacity, it's all limited. When you say yes to something that you don't have the capacity for, you're not just being dishonest with the other person, you're being really dishonest with yourself.
Yeah.
You're pretending you have endless resources, and the bill for that, it always comes due. For you, it was that simmering resentment. For others, it's burnout or anxiety or just feeling completely disconnected from yourself.
Disconnected is the word. And it's physical too. It's not just in my head. After that day with my cousin, I had this massive headache, and I couldn't sleep that night. It was like my body was literally trying to tell me, you overrode the system. You ignored all the warning signs.
Yes, and that's not you being dramatic, that's physiology. That's your body being flooded with stress hormones like cortisol because you've put yourself in a situation that isn't aligned with your actual capacity. That resentment, that headache, it's the price of the yes.
Oh, 100%. The resentment is the worst part because then I feel guilty for feeling resentful at my cousin who, just asked for help. It's not her fault I can't say a simple word.
Right, you turn it inward. But what if the no was actually the kindest thing? Think about it. A no from the start is clean. An unwilling yes leads to you being exhausted, resentful. You're not bringing your best self to helping her anyway. You're bringing this heavy, obligated energy.
That is so true. I was probably terrible company all day, just sighing and, being passive aggressive.
So the honest no protects the relationship in the long run. It preserves your integrity And it allows the other person to find someone who can help with a genuine, willing spirit.
I think another big part of it for me is a fear of conflict, like a really deep fear of awkwardness or making someone upset with me. Saying no feels like I'm picking a fight, even when it's not a fight at all.
Totally. We get taught that conflict is bad, that it's aggressive. But what if we thought of it differently? It's not a fight, it's just a misalignment of needs. Your cousin needed help, you needed rest. Both needs are valid. The no is just the start of a conversation to solve that misalignment.
A misalignment of needs, so it's not me versus them.
Right. It's you and them versus the problem. The problem is, how do we get this move done while also respecting Kiara's need for rest? And the internal conflict, the resentment you felt, that's way more damaging in the long run than a brief, honest, and kind conversation about what you can and can't do.
It's about preserving my own quiet space inside. The whole reason for this podcast, Her Quiet Space, is about finding that. And it feels like every time I say yes when I mean no, I'm letting someone just trample all over it.
Yes, that's it exactly. You're the gatekeeper to your inner peace, your quiet space. And no is not a wall to keep people out, it's a gate. You get to decide when to open it and for whom. It's a boundary.
A gate. I like that so much more than a wall. A wall feels like final and aggressive. A gate is like a conscious decision.
It is a conscious decision, and it doesn't always have to be a hard, flat no. That's another thing. There are different kinds of no. There's the I can't do that, but here's what I can do, or the now is not a good time, but could we look at it next week? It's not always just a shutdown. Okay, yeah, the no but. So for my cousin, I could have said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Saturday is my only day to recharge, so I can't do the whole day, but I could come for 2 hours in the morning to help with the heavy stuff or something." Perfect. And see how that feels. It feels empowering. You're still contributing, you're still showing you care, but you are honoring your own need for rest. You're not abandoning yourself in the process of helping someone else.
It's so much harder at work though. The stakes feel higher. If you say, I can't take on that project, there's this immediate fear that you'll be seen as not a team player or not dedicated enough.
Oh, the workplace is a huge one. It's a minefield for people pleasers. And that's where the no but becomes a superpower. It's not, no, I won't do that. It's, my plate is full with projects A and B right now. For me to give this new project the attention it deserves, which of the current priorities should I deprioritize?
Ooh, that's good. That's really good. It puts the decision back on them, but in a collaborative way. You're not refusing, you're asking for clarity. Exactly. You're framing your no in the context of wanting to do good work. You're protecting the quality of your output, not just shirking responsibility. It's about professional integrity. And what about with family stuff? Things you're just expected to do every year. That one holiday dinner you dread or the vacation you can't really afford but everyone is going.
That is the expert level. That's the heavy lifting in the gym. Because those patterns are decades old. And with those, it has to be gentle and it has to be planned. It might be saying, I can only stay for 2 hours this year at the dinner, or I'm so sad to miss the trip, but it's not in my budget. I can't wait to see the pictures. It's stating your reality kindly without blaming anyone.
And then just bracing for the emotional fallout?
And bracing for the fallout, and trusting that eventually the people who love you will adjust to the new, more honest you, and you will feel so much freer.
Abandoning myself. Wow, that's really what it is. Every time, it's a tiny little act of self-abandonment.
It is, and they add up. Those tiny abandonments, they erode your self-trust. You start to believe that your needs just don't matter as much as everyone else's.
Yeah. And then, okay, so let's say I do it. I say the no but. What about the guilt? The immediate oh my God, they hate me now feeling.
Oh, the guilt is real. The guilt is so real. First thing, you have to expect it. It's like a withdrawal symptom from people pleasing. Your brain is so used to the hit of approval from saying yes that when you don't get it, it panics.
A withdrawal symptom. Okay, that's a helpful way to frame it.
Totally. And the second thing is to just sit with it. Don't react to it. Acknowledge it. Okay, there's the guilt. I see you. You're here because I'm trying something new that feels scary. And you write it out because it does pass. And the more you practice, the quieter that guilt gets.
So it's like a muscle, the boundary setting muscle. The first few times you use it, it's going to be sore. You're going to feel that guilt soreness.
Exactly. It's a muscle. And you don't start by lifting the heaviest weight in the gym. You start small. That's the key. Practice on low stakes things.
Like what? Give me some training wheels examples.
Okay. When a coworker asks if you have 5 minutes and you're in the middle of something, instead of saying, sure, try, I'm right in the middle of this. Can I find you in an hour? That's a small no, not right now.
Mm-hmm.
Or when someone offers you food you don't want, just say, no, thank you, I'm good. Simple, no long explanation. Explanations are often just apologies for having the boundary in the first place.
Oof, that last part. Explanations are apologies for the boundary. That just hit me because I always feel like I have to give this huge, long-winded reason for my no to be valid.
We all do. We think we have to present a case in court for our no to be approved by the other person. But, and this is the big secret, no is a complete sentence. You don't owe anyone a justification for protecting your energy.
No is a complete sentence. I've heard that before, but it never really sunk in, you know? It always felt so harsh.
It can feel harsh at first because it's unfamiliar, but it's really about clarity. And what you find is that people who respect you will respect your no, and people who push back, well, they are showing you that they benefited from you not having boundaries in the first place.
Wow, okay, that is a huge insight. The reaction to the boundary tells you so much about the relationship itself.
Everything. It really does. A healthy relationship can withstand a no. A healthy relationship grows from that honesty.
This feels so foundational. It's not just about saying no to favors. It's about how you value yourself. It's about believing you are worthy of rest, worthy of peace, of your own time.
It's the absolute foundation. It really is. It's saying my well-being is also a priority. Not the only priority, but it's on the list. And you are the only person who can truly advocate for it.
So for anyone listening who is like me, who is a chronic yes person, the first step is just, what? Awareness? Awareness. Just start noticing it. Notice that tightness in your chest before you say yes. Notice the little sigh you do. Notice the resentment that comes later. Don't even try to change it at first. Just bear witness to your own pattern. Just notice. Okay, I can do that. I can start a little log in my head. Another instant yes just happened. Not judging it, just observing.
Exactly. And then when you're ready, you pick one tiny low-stakes thing. You say your gentle no, and you survive the guilt. And you realize, oh, the world didn't end. They don't hate me. And then you do it again.
And slowly you build that muscle. You learn to be the gatekeeper of your own quiet space.
You learn to be the gatekeeper, and you realize that space isn't selfish, it's sacred. It's where you recharge, so you have more to give, genuinely and joyfully, when you choose to open the gate.
Tammy, this has been so incredibly helpful. I feel like a weight has been lifted, just talking about it, just giving it a name.
Of course, it's what we're all learning, right? We're all just learning how to honor ourselves while still being in connection with others. It's the big dance.
The big dance. I love that. Well, thank you so much for being here, for sharing this. I feel like I have my first piece of homework. You've got this. Just start by noticing. Tammy, thank you so much for this conversation. It's given me so much to think about. And to our listeners, thank you for joining us in her quiet space. Remember that protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's essential. If something in today's conversation resonated with you and you feel like sharing your story or even a question that's been sitting in your heart, our inbox is always open. You can write to us at herquietspacepod@gmail.com or leave a comment right here. And if there's something you'd love for us to talk about on a future episode, tell us. We're listening. And we'll be back tomorrow with another friend of mine to talk about more of those quiet, meaningful things in a woman's life. Thank you for spending this time with us. Be gentle with yourself.